കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്രിയേറ്റീവ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ ത്രൂ റൈറ്റിംഗ് പഠിച്ചു. അപ്പോൾ അതിനകത്തെല്ലാം മിസ് ചെയ്ത് വിട്ട ഒരു സിമ്പിൾ കാര്യം അത് നമ്മളിന്ന് നോക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ത്രൂ എഫക്റ്റീവ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ ത്രൂ റൈറ്റിംഗ്, ഹൗ ക്യാൻ വി അറ്റെയിൻ എഫക്റ്റീവ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ? നമുക്ക് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ടോൺ, നമ്മുടെ പ്രൊണൗൺസിയേഷൻ, നമ്മളുടെ ഇമോഷൻസ്, നമ്മുടെ എക്സ്പ്രഷൻസ്, ഇതൊക്കെ കൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ഒരാളുമായിട്ട് കറക്റ്റ് കാര്യങ്ങൾ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ലൈക്ക് ഞാനിപ്പോൾ ചോദിക്കുകയാണ്, വാട്ട് ആർ യു ഡൂയിങ് നെക്സ്റ്റ് വീക്ക്? ഹലോ ജോണി, ഗുഡ് ആഫ്റ്റർനൂൺ. What are you doing next week? So it is a question. Everybody knows that. But if I am to ask, do you have any plans next week? It is a question also. Then, any plans next week? It is a question. But if you are writing it down, how will people know it is a question? There is the importance of punctuation. So there are mainly some kinds of punctuation: question mark, full stop, comma, apostrophe, exclamation mark. These are the 5 main types of punctuation. Full stop we are all known about. We are all we do that, use that full stop at the end of a sentence. We know that it is used at the end of a sentence. But what is the real use of full stop? Are we just putting a small dot at the end of the sentence for a decoration? No, it has a purpose. Actually, every punctuation has a purpose. So we are going to discuss that in our live. So we are going to see the 1 minute, please. Okay. Yeah. Introduction for punctuation. The silent architect of meaning. Punctuation is called the silent architect of meaning. Why is called the silent architect? Because we don't know the importance of punctuations and we don't use it often. We don't use it because we don't know how to use it. So, it is silent in a sentence. But because of a punctuation, the whole meaning of a sentence can change. Okay. Punctuation's vital role in crafting clear and meaningful writing. Without punctuations, sentences lack structure and coherence. We know the sentence structure is important for its meaning. So without punctuation, we will lack sentence structure and the cohesion. Cohesion means the meaning between words, the understanding. Okay. So our first punctuation is period, also known as full stop. We use it as full stop, but Europeans say it as period. Also, we use it in conversations like, I don't have anything else to say, period. We use it to stop something. Okay, that's the same purpose that we have for the full stop or period in a sentence. For example, she went to the store, then she visited a friend. So we have 2 full stops here, after the store and then after the friend. So this actually differentiate or puts a barrier between the 2 sentences. She went to the store, then she visited a friend. So when we are reading a full stop in a sentence or in a paragraph or full of sentences, we have to put a pause. Full stop is actually, we can say, the red light in the traffic light. We have to stop there and then say that again. And son, good afternoon, hi. So we have to stop where a full stop or a period is given, and then we have to start the another sentence. We can say, he is my friend. Also, she is also my friend. He is my friend, that's one sentence. She is also my friend, that's another sentence. So in between these sentences, we have to put a full stop or a period. The period signifies the end of a complete thought. It allows readers to pause, digest information, and follow the flow of ideas. So if we are just using full stop without writing a sentence or a paragraph without any full stops, I like ice cream, I like going to beaches, I like cats, I like dogs. There are no full stops in this. We are just reading it loud in a single breath. Okay, in a single breath, in a single sentence, if we are reading it loud, we don't know how to structure it, how to understand it. Like, it will be a meaningless jumbling of words. So unless if you are using, I like cats, I also like dogs, oh, of course, I like ice cream. Yes, I do like kites. So the reader is able to understand that I am talking about my likes and I like cats, dogs, ice creams, kites, etc. So when I am using this period in between these sentences, the reader is able to understand me better. It is the same in this sentence. She went to the store. That is the complete thought. She went to the store. അവൾ കടയിൽ പോയി. Then she visited a friend. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവളുടെ ഫ്രണ്ടിനെ കണ്ടു. She went to the store, then she visited a friend. അത് ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് വായിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവൾ കടയിൽ പോയി, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവളുടെ ഫ്രണ്ടിനെ കണ്ടു. സോ കടയിലാണോ ഫ്രണ്ടിനെ കണ്ടത്? ദെൻ ഷി വിസിറ്റഡ് എ ഫ്രണ്ട് മീൻസ് കടയിൽ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ദെൻ ദേ met there. It is not like that. First, she went to the store. After going to the store, she went to visit a friend. That is the importance of a period or a full stop. Okay. So next is our comma. Comma is actually something we don't use. We never use it at all when we are writing. But it is the most important punctuation. If you are asking me, I will say comma is the most important punctuation that we have to use in our writing. For example, before the storm, they secured the windows. If the period or the full stop is a red light, comma is actually a yellow light or an orange light. Red light indicates stop, and the yellow or orange light actually indicates you have to be careful while going there. Be slow. Okay, that's what we do in orange or yellow light at the traffic lights. So in this comma, we have to use before the storm, they secured the windows. I am pausing a bit after that. Before the storm, they secured the windows. So they know before the storm. Before the storm is happening. Storm വരുന്നതിന് മുൻപ് they secured the windows. Before the storm, they secured the windows. അവിടെയും മീനിങ് കറക്റ്റാണ്, ബട്ട് വി ആർ നോട്ട് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ദ എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ ഓർ ദ ഇമോഷൻ ഇൻ ദാറ്റ് സെൻറ്റൻസ്. സോ ഇഫ് യു ആർ saying something, before the storm, they secured the windows. It's how we play it out in a conversation. Commas act as traffic signals in writing, guiding readers to pauses and separations. They help organize information, such as separating introductory phrases or listing items. Hello, Tiju. Good afternoon. Hi. They help organize information. So in this last sentence, there is a comma. See that? They help organize information, such as separating introductory phrases or listing items. In that sentence, the introductory phrase is they help organize the information. That is the introduction. Then, such as, for example, separating introductory phrases or listing items. I already said this example, but if I am to say about my likes, the things I like, I am saying I like cats, dogs, kites, ice creams, etc. There is no comma, there is no pause, so it is just a dumping of information. But if I am saying I like cats, dogs, kites and ice creams, etc. Good afternoon. So if I am saying it like that, there is a pause. The reader is able to pause and understand what I am saying. He knows about my likes. I just said about cats, dogs, ice creams and kites. After, we all know if we are saying about a lot of things, we have to put commas in between them. Then at the last of the, we can either put a comma or an and. Okay, that's no problem in that. But we normally use an and at the last one. So that is the importance of full stop or and a comma. Full stop is the red light. We have to stop there and complete the thought, then move on. Then for comma, it is a orange light. We have to pause there. We have to move slowly to understand the information. Okay. So next is apostrophe. Apostrophe is something that we often misuse, I will say. ഇടണ്ടാത്ത സ്ഥലത്തെല്ലാം ഇടുന്ന ഒരു സാധനമാണ് അപ്പോസ്ട്രഫി. നമ്മൾക്ക് എവിടെയാണ് ഈ സാധനം ആക്ച്വലി ഇടേണ്ടത് എന്നൊരു ഐഡിയ ഇതുവരെ കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഡോണ്ട്. Where will we put the apostrophe? It's D-O-N and then apostrophe T. Someone, D-O apostrophe then N-T. We have to use apostrophe before N-T at some places. So it is, we can attain that through reading. rigorous reading, I will say. We have to read a newspaper or a book or anything, that whatever we get, at least one page a day to understand the position of these apostrophes. For example, it's a beautiful day. It means there, it is a beautiful day. Okay, means the day is beautiful. We are trying to say the day is beautiful. So it's just a short form. Even when I'm saying, I'm using it's just a short form. Apostrophes serve a dual purpose. For comma and for full stop, we only had each purpose for both of them. But for apostrophe, it is a double role in action. For dual purposes, we are using indicating contractions. Contractions means short forms. Short forms of cannot, we will use can't, and then for do not, we use don't. I cannot, I can't. Okay, I don't do it. I didn't. I did not means I didn't do it. Okay, so it is already used for contractions or for the short forms, and it's used for possession. Possession means, for example, the day's beauty. Beauty of the day. ആ ദിവസത്തിൻ്റെ ഭംഗിയാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. സോ ആ ദിവസത്തിൻ്റെ പൊസിഷൻ എന്താണ്, അവിടെ അതിൻ്റെ ഭംഗിയാണ് അവിടെ പൊസിഷൻ വരുന്നത്. സോ ദ ഡേയ്സ് ബ്യൂട്ടി. ദെൻ വി വിൽ സേ മാത്യൂസ് പെൻ. മാത്യുവിൻ്റെ പേന, മാത്യൂസ് പെൻ. സോ അവിടെ നമ്മൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്ന അപ്പോസ്ട്രോഫി എസ്. ദെൻ വി വിൽ സേ അബൌട്ട് ദ ബ്യൂട്ടി. Sometimes we confuse between these two. Like most of the time we are using this between its and Matthews, Johnny's, etc. So whether it is a possession, whether it is serving the purpose of a possession or a contraction, that we have to understand through reading. Read the full sentence and understand what the purpose of this apostrophe really is. Okay. So then proper apostrophe use prevents misunderstandings and adds precision to your writing. So if I have to say the pen of Matthews, it is the pen of Matthews. I can just say it short like it's Matthew's pen. Okay, I have to say it is the pen of Matthews. I am actually skipping all that and cutting short. I am saying it's Matthew's pen. It means it is. Matthews means Matthewinde. Okay, so that is the purpose of apostrophe when we are writing a sentence. Then the next is question mark and exclamation mark. Where do we use a question mark? We know the question words what, when, why, which, how, etc. So we know we have to use question marks after the end of this. But we can use question marks whenever we want actually. If it is a question, if it is a meaning as a question, we can use it. For example, how did that happen? How did that happen? എങ്ങനെ സംഭവിച്ചു? We are using a question. It is a question, so we have to use the question mark there. That happened, and we put a question mark. That happened, അത് സംഭവിച്ചോ? If you are writing a full sentence, if you are writing an essay for an examination, you cannot use that. But if you are writing a short story or a novel, for example, if you are writing a conversation, okay, if you want to write a conversation between you and your friend, you will be chatting casually and there won't be any formal speeches in there. So you will be like, that actually happened? It's a question. That actually happened? So if you have to understand, if the reader have to understand that it is a question that you are asking to your friend, you have to put a question mark at the end of that. So we can use it even if it is not a question word. That actually happened. See the expression, the difference between the expressions. That actually happened. After that, I am putting an exclamation. Oh my God, that actually happened. ദൈവമേ അതങ്ങനെ തന്നെ സംഭവിച്ചല്ലോ. സോ എക്സ്ക്ലമേഷൻ, ഐ എം എക്സ്ക്ലെയിമിങ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എക്സ്പ്രസിങ് മൈ ഇമോഷൻസ്. സോ ഐ എം യൂസിങ് ആൻ എക്സ്ക്ലമേഷൻ മാർക്ക് ദെയർ. ബട്ട് ഫോർ എ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ മാർക്ക്, ദാറ്റ് ആക്ച്വലി ഹാപ്പൻഡ്, my expression, my tone, my way of speaking, you can understand it is a question mark. But when you are writing, it is just words on a paper. If you don't use these punctuations, if you don't use question mark or exclamation mark, the people won't understand what you meant there. Okay. Exclamation mark convey excitement. Oh my god, that's an excitement. So I'm saying, oh my god, that's actually an exclamatory words. After this, we use an exclamation marks. In speaking, when we are speaking, we use it like on different tones. Oh my god, ദൈവമേ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ like oh my god, that something terrible happened. Oh my god, oh something surprising came up, like. So it's like when we are speaking, our tone, our expressions, everything can determine whether we are surprised, exclaimed or terrified. Okay. But in writing, we don't know how to express these things, or we have to write it. It is an exclamation, it is a satisfactory response, or I am terrified, oh my god. You have to give an exclamation, oh no, an explanation after writing this sentence. So instead of giving a lengthy explanation, a lengthy one sentence or two sentence explanation after this your conversation, we can just use punctuation. For an exclamation mark, it doesn't take much space. For a question mark, it doesn't take much space. But the meaning it gives to these words, to these sentences are what? It is really big. It can make or break a sentence. By the correct use of punctuation, we can make or break a sentence. Next is punctuation mastery. Not everyone can master punctuations in few months. I'm sure of that, because even I make mistakes when using punctuations. I am pretty sure that I do make a lot of mistakes when using punctuation, because I don't know how to put a comma in the correct place. But I'm trying my best. Okay. It's the same with you. In the start, nobody is a master. We have to practice, practice, practice and practice. There is no shortcut. There is no easy way to master these punctuations, because it have to come with a habit. Otherwise, we have to write a whole paragraph, then go back and put punctuations here, or I have to write an exclamation here, I have to put a question mark here, or I didn't put a comma. It will be like that. It have to come habitually, it have to come in the flow when we are writing. Okay. Next, we can rewind whatever we studied. Period. Red light. Period means red light. Stop, process the thought, then go on. Okay. Stop, process, go on. That is the way of period or a full stop. Good afternoon, Shri Kuti. Next is comma. Comma is a pause. A pause or a slow going. We have to go slow when we are putting a comma in there. Period was a red light. Comma is a yellow light. Okay. Green light is when none of this is there in the sentence. Next is apostrophe. I told you apostrophe has dual purpose. It is playing a double role in the sentence. One is it is indicating contractions or short forms. For example, do not, don't, cannot, can't. It is, it's. It is, it's. Okay. Then the day's beauty means possession. Matthew's pen, Johnny's lunch, okay, Mary's school bag, it's like that. Aval day, avan day. When we are using pronouns, it is much more easier. Her bag, his pen, etc. But if we have to use a name, we have to use a thing in front of that. The cat's lunchbox. Maybe a cat have a lunchbox or not. That doesn't matter. The cat's lunchbox. Poochayude lunchbox. Okay. So the double role of apostrophe is either to indicate a short form or to indicate a possession of a person or a thing. Then it is question mark and exclamation mark. Question mark means a question. We can put it wherever there is a question in the writing. That actually happened. Oh my god. Example. An exclamation mark when we are excited, when we are afraid, when we are scared, it comes out. After this hurrah, yippee, oh my god, really? After that, if we are just writing really, it's not like really. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't matter. But if you're writing really, oh my god, that's an exclamation. Okay, so if you have to use it in a sentence, write down the exclamation mark. Put it down so the people will know that you are exclaiming, that you are surprised to have this reaction. So this is the importance of punctuations. Apostrophe, comma, full stop, question mark, exclamation mark. So never forget, if you have to write a meaningful conversation, if you have to write a meaningful essay, use comma, full stop and apostrophe, question mark, exclamation mark well. You have to master it to write or to communicate effectively through writing. It is mostly important to the students, especially if we are in secondary education or in the 10th standard, 12th standard. It is important for your essays to be graded with perfection. If you want your essay to have a perfect 100, then you have to use apostrophe, comma, full stop and question mark and exclamation mark really well in your essay with meaningful sentences. So that's our live today. Do any of you have any questions or anything? Something that you want to ask me? Okay, I guess not. Then that's end of our live here. Thank you so much.